Hey everyone, I just got a message. I was just sitting here talking to Mother, Father, Creator, Creatress, Existence, Higher Self, my team, you know, um, and it reminded me of a message from a while ago that I received about outgrowing. It was like, okay, so you're in this pool, like this water hole, and you're a fish. And all of a sudden, you just started building. You've been through so many things. You built this muscle mass within yourself. Like this spiritual mass within yourself, and you've grown. You're bigger than the rest of them. Even if you look small or smaller, your energy, your spirit is showing to be bigger. They can feel the growth in you, even if you can't see it, even if it's not noticeable on the outside of you. You have growth. And sometimes, eventually, as like everything in the physical must first be in the spirit, right? So, first in the spirit that you grow, and they can feel that energetically. You're different. You're gonna outgrow the things that they talk about. You're gonna end up separating yourself because you can't relate to these things anymore. So everything that you go through, every encounter, every hardship, these things are building you, strength wise, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Because now you've outgrown this water hole. You have to take that leap, the leap. You have to take that leap into a bigger pond or river or sea or whatever it is. And you have to have enough strength to do it. You have enough um, I don't know, what is the word? You don't to will to push yourself, even when things and people and places or other fish are trying to hold you back or do things or put things in your path to make you stuck and stagnated or go backwards because they can't see themselves going forward. So they're going to stop anything around them from going forward because it makes them feel some type of way on the inside. You know, no, you even if you took two steps back, you can always take three steps forward. Know that. It's never too late. All right? So, everything you've gone through, all these hardships, if you find yourself isolated, it's okay. Enjoy yourself. I like to take myself on dates. Date yourself. Enjoy yourself. Child, I'll be in here cracking up at my damn self, making my own self laugh. And I know a lot of people probably look at me like I'm crazy because sometimes I'm just mumbling to myself, laughing to myself. It's okay because I have the inner dialogue going on. It's all right. I'm okay. It's nothing crazy about that. People will say you're crazy. They want you to stop doing that. Don't let anybody discourage you from something you're doing that isn't doing harm to yourself or anybody else. You having an inner dialogue is just you and your higher self dialoguing. They want to stop it because they may not understand, or they do understand and they just don't want you to have that because they can't figure out how to have it. You know what I'm saying? They can't figure out how to be okay with themselves and people not thinking they're crazy. They're still stuck on societal rules and regulations or whatever it may be, and you're not. And that's okay. That's beautiful. Everybody's going to evolve at their own timing, but it's what you do, how you respond. It's they affect their own karma and you affect yours. So allow yourself to keep growing. Even if you take two steps back, make sure you take 3 to 4 steps forward and keep going. And when it's time to take that leap, leap, baby. And I said it before, leap. Jump as if your entire existence depends on it because in a way it does. It does. Where you will be. You've outgrown this pool hole, this water hole. Why would you stay in it? It's like a molting. I was passing by these trees. I was taking a walk, and I saw all these little bugs, and I was like, oh, they just stuck. And I looked. It wasn't the bugs itself, but the bugs had molted. They all molted, and the shell that they released, right? They released was stuck. They left it where it was and they moved on. They didn't think, let me take this with me. Let me pack it up with leaves, so with bugs to eat. And nah, growth is painful. Believe that molting was painful. They had to release the old parts of themselves they were so accustomed to and used to, but it was uncomfortable and it didn't fit anymore and they couldn't relate to it anymore, and the connection that they had wasn't the same. They had to evolve, they had to molt in order for them to be closer and more into their truth, into themselves, into the new them, because they've evolved. And that's the molting. You're releasing. And it's okay. Take that leap, jump into the bigger pool, into the bigger pond, and do know that everything that you've gone through and that you're going through now is because when you get to that bigger pond, you'll be able to handle yourself. Yes, you're going to go through some things just like you had to in the first pond, but you're going to be stronger, and you're going to be able to handle and weather those certain things into growth. Yes, you're still going to have those moments and things that make you say, hey, man, I feel like I need to step back. But now you know what it is, because before, when you were in that smaller pond, you had to learn. When you were a smaller fish, you had to figure it out. You had people doing things, and you thought it was just, oh, they were being jerks. But no, these people were actually literally trying to stop you from your blessing, from you getting to that point of molting, that point of growth where you can you can take that leap, or even growing to that strength level to where you can. They didn't want you to trust yourself. They don't want you to get stronger spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. People will judge you based upon physical. You can, like, I've gained a lot of weight, right? But I've also been to the point where I've been smaller. People will say all kind of things and think that you don't get or read between the lines. They will try to say you got a bad body, but trust and believe, if you saw it before, trust and believe you have nothing to say, and trust and believe it will be what it needs to be again. But you go through things. I've been through things, and so now is the time for me to do what needs to be done for me. You know what I'm saying? But people will try to get in your head. They will try to make you react. They will try to make you react and lose control of yourself. They want you to be on drugs. They want you to do things that you stopped before. They will push, or they will plant people around you who do these things that feed into that. I see, and you're going to encounter that, but now you know what it is. Now you know how it feels. Now you know what to expect, and you know how to react and respond to it. So you can continue to grow and continue to move forward into your power more and more and more, and into your heaven. You see what I'm saying? So continue to grow, continue to molt, continue to take those leaps. When you're done with the pond, you go ahead and take your leap into the river, into the whatever else, bodies of water, the ocean, wherever it is that you need to go. You'll be guided. You know what it is. Keep following yourself. Keep following your path. And if anybody comes in, another message, if anybody comes in and tries to tell you, okay, so if you got strong, you're supposed to do one thing, or you're having your dream, or things that you love. You say you love music, and it's been on your heart since forever to be a musician, or whatever it may be, an artist of any kind, and people will see that you have this talent even before you realize that they know it. You can be ignored all your life, have a talent, and nobody encourages you to use that gift. They ignore you. They try to push you to do these things and that things and all those mediocre things that they want you to do, because they may be afraid to do it themselves. They feel blocked and stuck where they are, and they've been there. And instead of them focusing on, okay, hey, I don't have to be stuck. The only person holding me stuck is myself. They're going to try to stop you, which is bonkers to me, but that's what they do, Nah. Keep going towards your dreams. Keep doing the thing that's inside of you, because that's your part of the divine plan, right? And anybody who tells you, hey, don't go for that, go for this over here, because that's where the money is. It's not always about money. Yeah, you want to live a certain way or society. You want certain things, of course. Okay, you're going to make your money, you're going to make a living, but there's more to it than just that. And like they say, you'll make $1 million doing the thing you love faster than you would doing the thing you hate, because you're going to get burnt out of it. You're not going to want to do it all the time, you know? So, yeah, keep going forward on what your dreams are, and know that no one else knows what's on your divine path but you and God. And then you don't even know it until you start walking up upon it, you know? But yeah, take that road less traveled. Nobody knows what's on that path. Don't let anybody deter you to turn away, to turn around from it. I don't care who it is. Because while they're looking at you be miserable, they're happy, because it seems like it's all good on the outside because of their thoughts, because of their perception of things, when you are fucking miserable. You know, you're living a life that you hate now because you followed somebody else's path for you. I see this for you. Okay, great. Well, you're going to have to keep seeing it, because this is where I am. And if I'm meant to turn around and do something else or go that path, then okay, I'll end up going that path. And sometimes people do have those prophetic gifts where they can tell you, hey, I see this. Do you like this, this, and this? Because then maybe you'll end up going that way, but they're not going to say, okay, go ahead and stop doing what you're doing and go this way. You're in that thing for a reason. There may be something you need to learn there before you transition, and your attention is drawn to the direction in which they're telling you. Now, if it's a matter of, I don't know what to do with myself, then that's a different story. You don't know, is in confusion, and a lot of times you have to be careful with who you and trust with that. Just knowing that, hey, I don't know where I'm headed in life. I don't know what my path is leading to, or which path to even take, because some people will lead you down the wrong path on purpose. Be careful. Intuition and discernment is at the most high need right now. So if you know you have a confusion, because if it's right for you, it's not going to be too much of a confusion. You know, I go through my days. You have things and obstacles and people who want to deter you, and I go through those things just like everybody else. But yeah, just be careful. Be careful with yourself and the people around. Work in silence. And if you're trying to, don't go around trying to figure out what other people, if they're not telling you what they're doing and you know they're doing something, let them do it. Can I be of assistance? You don't have to tell me what you're doing, but do you need anything from me? Okay, that's all you should be asking at this point. You know, that can help. But I also just got the download to talk about hair, people touching your hair, you know, and you see these are faux locks. And I don't think I'm gonna go. If I do go get something done, it's you have to be very mindful. If you can do it yourself, do it. But my hair is very thick, and so I don't know. I used to do it all the time by myself, but I was going through so many things. I just went and let someone do it because it was suffering. Uh, but if you can do your hair yourself, because some people, this is, they pull from you. They pull from your energy here. And not only that, but when people are, you don't know what people have going on behind closed doors, you know. And you don't know. So while they're in your head, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, your edge is falling out. You know. So that part. Also, I've been guided to talk about something that I was supposed to talk about before. If you're growing gardens, especially if you're growing fruits and vegetables and things outdoors, okay. So I got this vision of a shield, having a shield or covering for your gardens. Because you know how they do the plain things and they're doing that and they say it's for mosquitoes, but and then the mosquitoes dying. What is it doing? It's almost like that, except it's something else. It's something else, and it's like you need to cover your gardens, and and in this covering that I saw to put over the gardens is almost like it had these little funnels, like the thing that goes around I can't think of it now, around the border of the roof, the gutters. It's almost like gutters, and it allows whatever this is to pour, and it was pouring back into the property of those who was spreading it from the sky. So it's like you put up a shield for your property. Sorry, it's moving. I'm holding it. You put up a shield for your property, but you have these gutters that make sure that whatever they're shooting from the sky is going right back to where it's coming from. And it's not to be petty, but it's protecting you. So if this is what y'all want to do to your land, you do it to your land and not mine. Beware if you have gardens, fruits, vegetables, things that you're going to consume, have coverings. So when you see things flying over or spraying or whatever all this other things they're doing up, you have that covered. You're able to continue to grow, and it's not going to affect the food that you're ingesting into your body. Because certain forces, I guess you would say, or beings, they want to do harm to people. They want people to be sick. They want people to constantly die. So many people are dying right now. It is crazy. And it's happened many times. It's almost like but it's happening more and more. And they're coming in the years of these, I don't even know what to call it, a collective reaping. I don't know. And that's just the word that came. I don't want to seem low vibration or anything. That's not what I mean or getting at, but it's like a spiritual reaping. And I think I said this before in another message on my TikTok, and I do need to probably put that below somewhere, where there's a reaping and it's grouping, and then people are cycling, they're going to new levels, and then some people are cycling back into this one because they have work to continue to do, you know. So, and they're coming closer and closer together, and more people are leaving on a higher rate, like crazy. People are losing their minds. And you know what that is? It's you're seeing the people that were affected by. Everybody has attachments at some point. You're gonna have to clear away. It's just what it is. If you've had moments where you've been depressed, you have attachments. Since birth, people have been attaching things to you. And if you're empathic like I am, oh boy, with that, that's a lot. It's a lot because people are always attaching. Things are always attached to you. Are going to be attaching to you, and you just have to learn to spiritually cleanse yourself, physically keep yourself to a certain regimen, to spiritually cleanse yourself and clear yourself, or you're going to drive yourself, or you're going to be driven crazy. It's not for the weak. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, you're sensitive. You don't know what that means. You don't know what it entails. It is not for the weak. Not at all. So, yeah. I think that's it. Nothing else is coming about. So yeah. It's like 5 in the morning. I'm gonna go and try to get me some sleep.